Is there anyone who has any confusion from the yesterday's discussion? Yesterday we already discussed the question 1 and also question 2. Is there anyone? Before I continue, please let me know if you have any question. Okay, if you really have no question, I hope all of you already understand with the question 1 and also question 2, because the material for the chapter wise test, it will be similar like the workbook and also the revision question that I give it to you. Question and question 2 already understand all of you for sure? Okay, now continue to the question 1 of exercise 12.3. We have to write the number in the fractional indices. When we write the number in the fractional indices, you have to look at the number properly. The power in here, it will be the numerator, and then the number in the root, it will be the denominator. So we have the M5 and then the N4. That's why it will be a to the power of 5 per 4. For the question B, most of you are wrong. It is square root of a to the power of 7. This is, if only like this, it is the same thing as square root. So it means there is a number 2 on it. Even though the people do not write it there, it means it's always there is a number 2. If there is no number, it means there is a number 2 on it. That's why it will be a to the power of 7 per 2. Any question? Any question? No? Okay. If you really have no question, I will continue to the next question. Let me know if you have any question. Do not keep being quiet. Okay, I will continue to the question 2. For the question 2, we already have the fractional indices. We have to change it into root form. So, yeah, we will follow the same rule. Yes, what happened, Dave? Or anyone saying before? No. Because I heard like there is echoing, it sounds like Dave's voice. Okay then. Now wait. Sorry. Okay then. So now we have the root form. The fractional indices, and we have to change it into root form. So it will the denominator, it will be the power for the root. Numerator, it will be the power of the letter. So we can make it as fifth root of b to the power of -3. Whether you keep it as to the power of -3. Some of you write it as 1 per fifth root of b to the power of 3. It's not wrong, but I think it will be better if you keep it in the power of negative, because the question is not in the fraction form, so you have to make it into fifth root of b to the power of -3. For the question B, it will be ninth root of b to the power of 7. Any question for the question 2? I think for the question 2, most of you are not having any difficulties. But start from the question 3, most of you are getting confused. So I will try to explain it slowly. But if you think later on my explanation is too fast, or if you have any confusion, please let me know. Do not keep being quiet. For the question 3a, we have a to the power of 2 per 3 times a to the power of -3 per 4. Multiplication using the same base. We are following the same laws. We only add the power. So here is the steps for adding the power. The first power is 2 per 3. Plus the second power is -3 per 4, and then for this kind of addition we have to make sure it will be having the same denominator. So 3 and 4, the lowest common multiple, it will be 12. So we make everything into by 12. So it will be equals to 8 per 12 plus -9 per 12. 8 plus -9, it will be equals to -1. That's why the final answer, we will write it as a to the power of -1 per 12. Any question? Any question? Or maybe my explanation is not clear enough? My voice is not really audible for you? Everything's fine? Okay.
Clear enough, teacher.
Fine.
Okay. If you already clear enough, I will move to the question B. For the question B, you have a to the power of negative 3 divided by cube root of a. Cube root of a, it means the a, it will be to the power of cube root of a, it will be a to the power of 1 per 3. So this is, wait, where is my pencil? So for this one, we can change it into a to the power of 1 per 3. Fraction, it means we do division. Division, using the index laws, we subtract the power. So we have negative 3 minus 1 per 3. We make all the denominators same. Negative 3, it will be negative 9 per 3 minus 1 per 3. So in the end, it will be negative 10 per 3. Any question? Any confusion? No? Okay. If you really have no confusion, I will continue to the question C. For the question C, if it is for you, you think it is too complicated, you have to solve it one by one. From the numerator, after that you solve the denominator. After that you can simplify it. So from the numerator, follow the index laws. Power meet powers, you do times. Negative 2 times 3, it will be equals to negative 6. So it means for the numerator, later on I will have a to the power of negative 6. For the denominator, I have a to the power of negative 5 per 2 times a to the power times cube root of a to the power of negative 2. So we have to simplify it one by one. For this, for the second term, we can change it become a to the power of negative 2 per 3. Because the power, it will be numerator, the number at the root, it will be the denominator. So now from here, we can see that it is for the denominator, there is a multiplication between a to the power of negative 5 per 2 and a to the power of negative 2 per 3. Multiplication, so we follow the index laws. We add the power. Negative 5 per 2, we plus it with negative 2 per 3. We make all the denominators same. So we make everything into per 6. It will be negative 15 per 6 plus negative 4 per 6. So now we can add them. It will be negative 19 per 6. So later on for the denominator, I will have a to the power of negative 19 per 6. So now I just calculate the a to the power of negative 6 per a to the power of negative 19 per 6. This is division. Fraction means division, so we follow the index laws. We subtract the power. Negative 6 minus negative 19 per 6. We make all the denominators same, become negative 36 per 6 plus. Why is it become plus? Because minus and negative we can combine it become plus. So now we have negative 36 per 6 plus 19 per 6. It will be negative 17 per 6. The final answer, it will be a to the power of negative 17 per 6. Any question? Or my explanation is too fast? You can tell me. So maybe I can try to repeat again. No question for sure? Okay. If you really have no question, I will continue. No question for sure? Okay then. Please feel free to ask me any question. If you have any, do not be shy. If you don't want your friends to know if you have any question, there is an option to text me privately on this one. Now continue to the workbook chapter 7. I think the page is wrong. It's not page 24. I think it's page 12 for it. Yeah. Wait, I think I forgot to change it. Yeah. It's supposed to be a workbook chapter 7 page 12. Please kindly open your workbook chapter 7 page 12. Yeah, this is about indices and standard form. Yesterday I already asked you to try to do it at home. I hope that some of you already tried to do it at home so I can directly discuss it with you. So here is the answer. And then later I will later if you have any difficulties, please feel free to tell me. Yeah, the chapter wise test, it will be chapter 7 and also chapter 12, because both of them are having indices. The difference only if chapter 7, mostly it will be using number for the indices, but if chapter 12, the indices will be using letter, but both of them will be following the same index laws. That's why I combine all of them, the chapter 7 and also chapter 12. Now for this number, we have to simplify using the indices, because we see there are four number of 7. We can make it as 7 to the power of 4. There are two numbers of 11. We can make it as 11 power 2. No need to calculate because the question only asks you simplify the following using indices. So you can keep it as indices. Now for the question B, we have the numbers with we have all of the indices. It is a multiplication, so we will follow the laws. When it is multiplication, we add the power. So we only add the 3 plus negative 2 plus with negative 2. The answer will be negative 1. That's why the final answer, it will be 16 to the power of negative 1. For the question 3, we have 3 times 10 to the power of negative 2. If you get confused about 10 to the power of negative 2, you can change it into a fraction. So you can make it as 3 times 1 per 10 to the power of 2. 10 to the power of 2, it will be equals to 100. So now we have 3 times 1 per 100, which is equals to 0.03. Any question, or maybe my explanation is too fast? You can tell me. So maybe I can try to slow down if you think I talk too fast. No? Really? No question? Okay, if you really have no question, I will continue to the question 4. For the question 4, work out this number without using calculator. So now you have 144 times 6 to the power of negative 2. 6 to the power of negative 2, it means 1 per 6 to the power of 2. So we can make it as 144 times 1 per 36. Later on, you can do cancelling, so that's why the final answer, it will be equals to 4. Any question, or maybe I talk to myself so far? Hello, any question? No, for sure. Please feel free to tell me any question, because the chapter wise test, the question, it will be similar like the workbook and also the revision question that I give it to you. If you cannot, because you cannot use calculator, that's why the only thing that you can do is doing canceling each other. So maybe everything you can try to divide it by 9, it will be equals to 4. When you divide this number by 9, it will be equals to 16. 16 divided by 4, it will be equals to 4. Yeah. Now for the question 5, you have to find 10 to the power of x is equals to 1 million. If you get confused, you can change the 1 million into 10 to the power of something. As you can see, there are 6 zeros, so it means it will be 10 to the power of 6. Now, using the exponential equation, when the base is already the same, we can cancel the base and only focus to the indices. The indices that we have now, it will be x is equals to 6. That's why the final answer for the x, it will be equals to 6. Any question? Any confusion? If you think I talk like a rapper, you can remind me rather than you keep being quiet. Because if you do not say anything, like I will just keep on talking, and maybe sometimes my the way I talk, it will be getting faster and faster. So please, if you think it is too fast, you can tell me so I can be slowed down or anything. No question for sure. No, okay then. I hope you really have no question. Yes, Dave. Do you want to ask me any question?
So, question.
Okay then. I will move to the question 6 if you really have no question. Later on, I will share the PowerPoint to you. So if you do not have time to copy on your workbook, you can take a screenshot first or maybe later wait for the file that I'm going to upload through the Google Classroom. Okay, now continue to the question 6. For the question 6, we have to change all the number into the same base. So like 81 in here, you can change it into 3 to the power of 4. If you get confused, how do I get 3 to the power of 4? Use the factor 3. So now we already have two indices with the same base. Both of them are having a power of 3. So it means we can cancel the number 3. We can cancel all the number 3. So now we only follow the indices only. It will be z plus 2. Z plus 2 is equals to 4. So later on the z it will be equals to 4 minus 2, which is equals to 2. That's why the final answer it is equals to 2. Any question? Any question? Everything is already clear enough for sure. Okay. If everything is really clear enough, I will move to the question B. You have 2 to the power of negative z is equals to 128 to the power of negative 1. So in here, you can change the 128 into 2 to the power of something. It will be 2 to the power of 7. 2 to the power of 7, get another power of negative 1. It will be equals to 2 to the power of negative 7. So now we focus on the number that having same base, which are 2 to the power of negative z and also 2 to the power of negative 7. The base is already the same, so just cancel all the base. So now we will have z, negative z is equals to, where is it? Negative z is equals to negative 7. So it means the z it will be equals to 7. Any questions so far, my lovely 9S? No question for sure? Okay. If you really have no question, I will move to the next question. We have 468 million in a standard form. Million, it means it's having 6 zeros. So later on, you can directly write it as 463 times 10 to the power of 6. But this is not in the standard form yet. That's why it will be become 4.63 times 10 to the power of 8. When the decimal point moves to the left, the number of the index it will be increased because it's moving for 2 times, so it means the power of 10 it will be increased by 2. Anyone having any question, or maybe my explanation is confusing, or maybe I only talk to myself so far? You don't understand anything? No? No?
No, teacher, understand.
Okay. Okay, then I will move to the next question. Oopsie. To the question 2, we have this number and we have to make it into the standard form. If you get confused, we have to check how many times is the decimal places moving until 3.67. So count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because it's moving to the right for 10 times, it will be become 3.67 times 10 to the power of negative 10. Any question? My God. Any
No,
question?
teacher.
Oh, okay then. If you really have no question, I will move to the question 3. Deduce the value of x. If you get confused in here, maybe it will be easier if you change it into a normal number first. I don't know my method, it will be more easier or more confusing for you. The 0.04 in here, I change it into, everything I change into standard form. So I make it 4 times 10 to the power of negative 2. and then I put bracket to the power of x. Now for the 1.28 times 10 to the power of negative 7, for the 1.024, I will make it into a whole number. So now it will be 1024 times 10 to the power of negative 10. Is it, or maybe I make a wrong calculation? If you disagree with me, you can tell me like this. Now you can change the 10,024 into power of 4. If you get confused, you can always use the factor 3. You can use the factor 3 like this. So everything I divide by 4. Why do I use the 4? Because in here, the A is 4. That's why I use 4. And then it will be 256. 256 I divided by, it will be 16 times 16, and then it's 16. I can break down into 4 times 4. I know this is not really a good factor 3, sorry, not enough space. And then the 16 in here I can break down into 4 and 4. So in the end I can see there are 5 numbers of 4. So it will be 4 to the power of 5 times 10 to the power of, this is negative 10, I can make it as 5 times negative 2. If you have any easier method, you can use it. Because everything have number 5 to the power, I can take out the power of 5. So now I can make it as 4 times 10 to the power of negative 2 only in the bracket to the power of 5. Wait. So now this is the base is already the same. I can directly focus to the power. The power in here is x, and then another power in here is 5. So from here I can see that the x is equals to 5. Any confusion or maybe disagree, or maybe you have any easier method, you can tell me so I can share it to your friends, or you can share it to your friends. Any question? Or everything is too confusing for you to understand? Hello? Is everything fine? Or everything is confusing?
No,
Hello? No? Okay, Michael, Steve have no confusion. How about the other students? Do you have any confusion? Clear? Okay. Thank you for letting me know. So I will continue to the next question if it is already clear enough. Okay. Feel free to tell me if you have any confusion. If you are too shy to ask, there is an option to text me privately. Okay, if you text me privately, I will mention. So I will try my best to not mention your name, so your friend will not know if you have any confusion. So please let me know if you have any confusion. Do not keep being quiet. Now for the next number, we have 49 to the power of a half. As you know, to the power of a half, it means you have to find the square root of the number given. So there are two ways in here. You can make it as square root of 49, which is equals to 7. Or the other way, you can change the 49 into any number with power. It will be 7 to the power of 2 for 49. After that, to the power of a half, you can simplify the power 2 times a half. It will be equals to 7 to the power of 1, which is equals to 7. So there are two methods that you can use. You can pick either one that you think is easier for you. So for 225, it will be square root of 225. And then 125 to the power of 1 per 3. So it means cube root of 125. For the question 4, the number is to the power of 1 per 3. So it means you have to find the cube root of 1 million. For the question 5, you have to find the cube root of 343. For the question 6, you have to find the fourth root of 625. or you can change it into any index number and simplify all of the indices. That is also fine. For the question 7, same, find the fourth root, or you can change everything into index number and then simplify the indices. For the question 8, you have to cube root the 1728. Any questions so far, or maybe you need more explanation or need more steps, you can tell me. No? For sure? Okay. If you really have no question, I will continue to the next question. Please let me know if you have any confusion. Do not keep it for yourself only. Please kindly tell me so I can try my best to try to explain it to you. No question for sure? Okay then. I will continue if you really have no question. Please ask me any question if you have any, because I think later on I will be like a rapper, keep on talking. Okay. Now for the question 7.8, we have 17 to the power of 0 divided by 2 to the power of 2. Follow the index laws. Everything to the power of 0, it will be equals to 1. So 17 to the power of 0, it will be equals to 1. 2 to the power of 2, it will be equals to 4. That's why the answer, it will be 1 per 4. For the question 2, we have 27 to the power of 2 per 3. Maybe if you get confused to solve this number, you can change the number into indices first, into index number. After that, you can simplify all of the power. 27, it will be equals to 3 to the power of 3. And then get another power, which is power 2 per 3. Power mid powers you do times, so 3 times 2 per 3, it will be equals to 2. That's why we will have 3 to the power of 2 in the numerator. In the denominator, we also have 3 to the power of 2. So it means we can directly cancel them, or maybe if you really follow the index laws, it will be 3 to the power of 0, which is equals to 1. Any question? Any question? No? Okay. Okay then. Now I move to the question 3. 64 to the power of a half. So it means square root of 64, which is equals to 8. 4 to the power of 2 is 16. So we can simplify the 8 and 16 by dividing everything using by 8. 8 divided by 8, it will be equals to 1. 16 divided by 8, it will be equals to 2. For the question 4, everything to the power of 0 will always be equals to 1. 2 to the power of 3, it will be equals to 8. That's why the final answer, it will be equals to 1 per 8. For the question 5, we have 4 to the power of a half. It is a square root of 4, which is equals to 2. 2 to the power of 2, it will be equals to 4. So you can simplify 2 per 4 become 1 per 2. For the question 6, we have 64 to the power of a negative a half. So I will just change it into index number. I make it as 8 to the power of 2. And then to the power of negative a half. But if you change it into root, that is also possible. There are so many ways that you can use. Depends on which index laws that you follow. That's why please kindly make summary for all of the index laws and use it wisely. So now we have 8 to the power of negative 1 times 2 to the power of 3. It will be equals to 8. There is no number. It means there is a hidden power, which is power 1. Multiplication, we can add the power, become 8 to the power of 0. Everything to the power of 0, it will be equals to 1. You can use your own method, because I know there will be another method, like 2 or 3 different methods. But the final answer will be 1. Is there anyone having any question or want to try to clarify your method to me? It's okay. Hello? Any question? Everything is fine already? Are you sure? Please let me know if you have any question. Okay then. Deal, no question. Oh my god. Okay. I hope really none of you have no question. So I will continue to the next slides. To the question 7, we have 121 to the power of negative a half. Maybe I will use a different method. In here to the power of negative a half, we can make it into a fraction. That's why please kindly memorize all of the index laws, because the steps of solving the question it will be varied depend on which index laws that you prefer to use. Now there is a power negative, we can make it into a fraction. That's why I can make it as 121 to the power of a half, and then 11 square it will be, I just make it as 11 times 11, I do not calculate it. And then 121 to the power of a half, it will be square root of 121, which is equals to 1 per 11. So now I have 1 per 11 times 11 times 11. I can cancel the number 11. So the leftover one, it will be only 11 as the final answer. I cancel this. Any question? Or everything is already clear enough? No? Okay. If you really have no question, I will continue to the question 8. We have 729 to the power of negative 3. So I will just make it into a negative number or later. I like the indices more. So we can make it the 729 into 9 to the power of 3. Will be 9 to the power of 3 for 729. And then get another power which is negative 1 per 3. So later on power and power you can simplify by doing a multiplication. This is division, so I will just change it into a fraction. Become 3 to the power of 2. So now in here I will be having 9 to the power of negative 1 times 3 to the power of 2, it will be equals to 9. So I make it into 9 per 1, because 1 per 3 is 1 per 9. It is a division, so we can make it as a multiplication. So after that the 9 per 1, we can make it as 1 per 9 again. So now we have 1 per 9 times 9 per 1, which is equals to 1. Any question or any confusion? Any question? Any confusion? No? Okay, if you really have no question, I will move to the question 9. We have all of them are given in the number 4. So I will just change the 1 per 4 in here into 4 to the power of negative 1. So now everything is already have the same base. I can simplify them by adding all of them. So it will be 4 to the power of negative 2.5. Because this is having the power negative, I can make it into a fraction. So now it will be 4 to the power of 5 per 2. Because 2.5, it will be 5 per 2. For the number 4, you can change it into 2 to the power of 2. So later on, it will be equals to 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 5 per 2. You can simplify the power by multiplying them. It will be 1 per 2 to the power of 5, which is equals to 1 per 32. Any question or my explanation is too fast? No? Okay, I will move to the question 10 if you do not ask me anything. If you ask me about the previous question, I will go back later after I'm done with this question. With the question 10. The 27, it will be 3 to the power of 3. Get another power of 1 per 3. And then the 81, I will just make it into the same base. So I will change it into 3 to the power of 4. Get another power of negative 2. Now power mid powers we will do times. So it will be 3 to the power of 1 Can you tell me which part that is confusing for you? Not only say, teacher, I'm confused. I don't know which question that you are confused about. So now we have 3 to the power of negative 7. This is the power of negative. We can make it into a fraction, become 1 per 3 to the power of 7. And the result I already show it on my final answer. Okay, with the question 9, as I told you before, the very first number is already the base of 4. The second number is 4 to the power of something. The third number is 1 per 4. For the 1 per 4, if there is no power, it means 1 per 4 to the power of 1. We can make it as 4 to the power of negative 1. Right? Follow the index laws. X to the power of negative n, it will be equals to 1 per x to the power of n. Now all of them are in the multiplication. When it is a multiplication, we can add the powers. So now we have 1 per 2 plus with negative 2 plus with negative 1. As I told you, we have to make everything in the same denominator. So I will make it as 1 per 2. Plus and minus, I can make it into minus. 2, we can make it become 4 per 2. 1, we can make it as 2 per 2. So now we have 1 minus 4 minus 2. It will be equals to negative 5 per 2. Negative 5 per 2, before I wrote it as negative 2 per 1, negative 2, 1 per 2. That's why when the power is negative, we can change it into a fraction, become 1 per 4 to the power of 5 per 2. Solving the number with the fractional indices sometimes is confusing. That's why I want to change the 4 into any index number. So I hope that I can cancel the fractional indices. As you know, 4 is 2 to the power of 2. And then so I can change the 4 into 2 to the power of 2. After that, because the number 4 is getting power of 5 per 2, it means the 2 to the power of 2 also will getting a power of 5 per 2. Power meet powers, we do times, so we can cancel the number 2 in here. Because 2 times 5 per 2, we can cancel the 2. So now we only have 1 per 2 to the power of 5. Don't forget this is a fraction. Maybe I wrote it too far away with the numerator and you get confused. So this is it. The final answer, it will be 1 per 2 to the power of 5. 2 to the power of 5, it will be equals to, there are 5 numbers of 2 and you need to multiply all of them, become 32. Is it clear enough or is it still confusing for any one of you? No? Okay. Okay, if you already clear enough, we only have 1 minute left. I don't think it will be enough for us to discuss the revision question. Later, after this, I will just share the answer for the revision question. But for the discussion, we will do it tomorrow on Monday. If you have any difficulties, so we can clarify it on Monday. The chapter-wise test will be on Tuesday. The chapter, it will be from chapter 7 and chapter 12. Two chapter 7 and also chapter 12. Okay. Is there anyone else who have any confusion still? No? Okay. If you really have no confusion, I think that's all for today's class. Good morning and thank you, students. Have a nice day for all of you. If you have any confusion, you can stay and ask me any question.
Good morning and thank you, teacher.
Have a nice
One
day.
question, teacher.
Okay, yes, what is it, Mike?
Teacher, if remember fraction into teacher, we make it into an equation, teacher. The bottom part and the numerator and denominator will have their own fraction. Will have their own brackets, right, teacher?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay then.
Oh,
Checking for that.
okay, okay. Yeah, that is correct.
Morning and thank you, teacher.
Okay, have a nice day, everyone. Is there any question from PP? No? Okay, bye-bye. Rizky, do you have any question?
Can you go back to
No?
the previous one? The previous
Oh,
slide.
which one? Previous one? This one?
Yeah. Go back more. One more.
No. This is?
One more.
This is?
No, one more.
This is? Where is it? Oopsie. Is it this one?
Yeah, number 3.
Okay, is there any question regarding the question 3? So maybe I can try to clarify it to you.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
Okay, for all of the number 3. Is it? Yeah.
Number 3.
Okay, so the first thing that you have to make sure, you have to remember all of the index laws. So now this is, we have a multiplication. When we have a multiplication, we always add the power. When the base is already the same, we only add the power. We add the 2 per 3 and negative 3 per 4. I don't think you will be having any problem on adding the fraction. When you add the fraction, you have to make sure that the denominator will be the same. That's why I make everything into by 12 first. That's why this is, it will be negative 1 per 12. So the final answer, it will be a to the power of negative 1 per 12. You can check
Which
all
is
the yeah. No?
which is addition.
Yeah, the normal addition. The normal addition. If multiplication using indices, you add the power. If division, you subtract the power. This is normal. Normal, like maybe the latter will make you confusing, but this is normal addition. Now for the question B, for example, we have a to the power of negative 3. For the denominator, we have cube root of a. Cube root of a, it will be equals to a to the power of 1 per 3. Fraction, it means we do fraction, it's the same thing as we do division, right? And then when we do division using indices, it is the same thing as we subtract the power. That's why in here I subtract the negative 3 with 1 per 3. And then you do a normal subtraction, normal addition, and then the result you put it as a power. That's it only. Is it helping or is it still confusing? Maybe if it is still confusing, you need to open your textbook for all of the index laws. Page 62 or something, I forgot, let me check it. I think it is page 62. Wait, yeah. Yeah, this is page 62. You can check it on your textbook. And then for the root into fractional power or fractional indices, it's on your textbook, page 69. Whenever you have, where is my pen? Whenever you have a to the power of, maybe this is m per n, it will be the same thing as you make it into n root. This is the letter n, it will be in here. The a, it will be inside the root, and then the m, it will be at the outside. This is the m. So for the cube root of a, it means the a have no power. It means we can put our own power, which is power 1. That's why it will be 1 per 3. That's why you have to try to combine all of the index laws that we have learned, and then try to make a summary from that and use it wisely to answer all of the question. Is it already helping, or is there anything still confusing for you?
Helping. It's helping.
Okay, done. So for the question C, power with powers we do times, so that's why we have to multiply them. This is addition, multiplication. It means we have to add the power, so we do a normal addition. This is the final answer. But this is have numerator and denominator. It means I have the a to the power of negative 6 for the numerator. And then for the denominator, I will have a to the power of negative 19 per, how many is it? 19 per 6. Division, so it means I have to subtract the power. That's why I do negative 6 minus negative 9 per 6, and then you can do normal subtraction. The final